the D-Day is also decided, which we are not going to disclose. That is why we say all options are on the table. If they want to take the peaceful pathway to very early restoration of constitutional order in the country, then we can stand down the military option. All member states of ECOWAS present here today have all committed elements. They have committed their own equipment. They have committed their own resources to undertake this mission. So I tell you, we are ready to go anytime the order is given.
The Alliance of Sahel States, AES, made up of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, has ordered its military forces to stand ready. Maximum alert. That's no small move. So what's fueling the fire? Let's break it down. Good day and welcome to Africa News Plug, the home of honest, no-fluff reporting from the continent. If you're tired of long speeches that say little and headlines that dodge the truth, you're in the right place. We keep it sharp, clear, and unapologetically African. If it's your first time here, tap that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you never miss what really matters. Now to the news shaking West Africa. AES claims that ECOWAS is no longer a force for peace, but a political tool used by certain West African leaders to push foreign interests. If ECOWAS is meant to protect African unity, why are some of its members accused of working hand in hand with outsiders? AES isn't speaking in riddles, they're pointing fingers, warning that any military operation, especially one targeting Niger, will not be tolerated. In their words, sanctions are already hard enough to swallow. But a full-blown invasion, that, they say, is crossing the line. Quote, "We will not accept military intervention in Niger. Any attempt will be treated as an act of war."
I would like to remind you that for more than 10 years, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have been confronting the negative consequences, socioeconomic consequences, security consequences, political consequences, humanitarian consequences of the risky NATO adventure in Libya. Of course, the question arises, if it took us 10 years, accepting another adventure of the same nature in Niger would take us how many years? We don't know. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? One thing is certain. President Goïta and President Traoré have clearly said, no, no, and no. We will not accept military intervention in Niger. Our survival depends on it. And of course, the heads of state of Mali and Burkina Faso have taken firm decisions to leave assets, not liabilities for the future generations. Now, this message goes to the ECOWAS. The first message is that we very clearly demand the end of the starvation of our people. We do not need sanctions. I think our people are going through an enormous amount of suffering. The second message is also an important message. We appreciate ultimatums, but I think ECOWAS is badly mistaken for the recipient. These ultimatums must be addressed to the terrorist groups. We have been waiting 10 years for that. I think we will be very happy for once if these ultimatums are addressed to the terrorist groups. Next, to the fraternal people of Niger. These are difficult times. Mali and Burkina Faso have gone through similar ordeals. We would like to reassure them very firmly of our support and solidarity, and remain resilient and stoic. In the words of His Excellency Colonel Assimi Goïta, not all that is substantial and positive can be accomplished easily. God willing, we will win.
The message is clear. ECOWAS is being told to back off. According to a formal statement, AES says there have been repeated efforts to disrupt peace in the region, and these efforts, they claim, are being pushed through ECOWAS by a handful of leaders doing the bidding of foreign nations. The AES leaders say it's not about defending democracy anymore, it's about power games. It's about who controls what and for whose benefit. This all comes at a time when France has pulled out its final troops from Chad, officially ending a 60-year military presence. Is it a full withdrawal, or are they just changing tactics behind the scenes? That's what people are asking. With France out, AES fears new arrangements are being quietly made. deals that might support militant groups in areas like the Lake Chad Basin and border zones of Niger, Nigeria, Benin, Niger, and Burkina Benin. These aren't just theories. AES says there's money, equipment, and logistics involved, and the target is them. In response, AES has activated full military coordination. From now on, the three countries are treating their territories as one combined defense space. If you threaten one, you threaten all. Is this a smart defense move or a sign of how close we are to serious conflict? Civilians have also been called to action, not with weapons, but with watchful eyes. Report anything unusual, refuse recruitment by extremist groups, and resist foreign promises dressed up as solutions. Let's stop and ask a tough question. Who benefits if this situation spins out of control? Certainly not the people of Mali, Niger, or Burkina Faso, and definitely not Nigerians, Ghanaians, or Ivorians. So who's pulling the strings behind the curtain? Inside Nigeria, not everyone is backing ECOWAS's plans. Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, as well-known ally of President Bola Tinubu, has spoken out loud and clear. Kalu says Nigeria has no business sending troops into Niger. He reminds everyone that Nigeria's own Senate has already rejected any talk of war. In his words, Tinubu is not ECOWAS. The Senate has said no to war. Let the U.S. and France handle their own mess.
I believe that President Tinubu is not president of ECOWAS. I saw a press conference here in Washington, D.C. that the president of ECOWAS have declared that ECOWAS service chiefs should move to war. And that is not Nigeria, but I'm still having my reservation that Nigeria should join ECOWAS to go to war. Because if the Americans want to go to war, they should use their troops. They have almost 3,000, 4,000 troops there in Niger. They don't need to say, we will give you money, President Tinubu, we will give you arms, just go and fight. It is dangerous to fight in our backyard. You don't know where this fight will end. Nobody knows who is sponsoring this fight. I think the advisors of President Tinubu, which I'm also one of them, will continue pleading on him not to join that fight. Since Nigerian Senate have already said, no, you can't go to war, and he needs authorization of the Senate to go to war. So I don't think it's a good idea to go to war. What they should go to the juntas to do now to put a democratic process plan. They should give us a plan for 1 year, 6 months, 2 years plan to return to civil democratic process. Since they said the president of Niger, President Bushom, have already resigned. Let us take it like that. These things happens once in a while. And I don't think any Nigerian soldier's head is good enough to be killed for another country. It's not our war. It's an internal affair. It's an internal problem of Niger people. I hope my president and my friend and my brother will understand that this is not our war. We have nothing to fight those people for. I want him not to listen to the US. I'm a friend of the US. I'm a friend of Israel. I'm a friend of UK. This is the first time I would like President Tinubu to disobey the US. It's not the right thing to do. We are not going to go to war. Let US and Nigeria and France have a transitional program with the soldiers. They are Niger people. They are not outside from there. So let them plan transition in peaceful diplomacy, agreements, and all the rest of them. They should reach an agreement, concrete agreement, to return to civil rule. I'm not thinking they're going to war with Niger. One, they are our blood brothers. Secondly, it is very dangerous. You don't know who will join the war. They might invade Nigeria. We already have a lot of problems with our minerals along those borders. And nobody should attempt taking us into war. We cannot go to war with Niger at all. It's not the right thing to do.
Is he right? Should Nigeria fight someone else's battle while battling its own internal security issues? Kalu even suggested Nigeria should consider leaving ECOWAS if it becomes a tool for external conflict.
We must pull out of ECOWAS. If it means pulling out of ECOWAS, Nigeria should pull out of ECOWAS. If that is ECOWAS' decision. We're a sovereign nation. Nobody can toil with 250 million Nigerians. It's not possible. So I still plead, and it's just I'm in Washington. I could have gone to see President Tinubu. I still plead with him not to join the war. He's chairman of ECOWAS, yes, but he also have a role to play to say, I'm not going to go to war. The United States want us to go to war. France wants us to go to war. Why don't they put their soldiers and go to war? We'll give them the money to fight. Let them go to war on their own. We cannot go to war. This war is in our backyard. I plead with the president to listen to the voice of reason. The Senate have said no, and I'm joining the Senate. I wasn't in the Senate now. I was in the medicals, and I still join the majority of Nigerians telling President Tinubu not to go to war for the sake of brotherhood and sake of Africa. Please.
That's a heavy statement, but it's gaining traction among everyday Nigerians tired of bearing the cost of political alliances. From French withdrawal to local pushback, from border threats to alliance warnings, the region is heating up. The Alliance of Sahel States is standing firm, ECOWAS is facing questions, and the people, they're caught in the middle. As the drums of war beat louder, one question echoes. Are we heading towards unity or towards division? We'll keep tracking the story closely and bring you updates as they unfold. Thanks for watching Africa News Plug, where we cut through the noise and bring you the facts. If you found this useful, like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Nigeria stay in ECOWAS or pull out? Let's hear your voice. Till next time, stay informed, stay aware, stay African.